Right now is 10:40, and we have a very good day today, a Monday. Yeah, it's a Monday, but it's also training camp. We continue to talk about training camp and our Carboni, I call him by his last name because we also have Sturdivant in the house, but we have our Nick Carboni, who is on the phone with us this morning. How you doing, Nick?
I'm good, Jane, here at Panthers practice, first padded practice of training camp. So
Ooh,
we should
padded
be able to
practice.
observe a whole lot today and have reports for you later on how that goes. But yeah, interesting day. Anytime the first day of pads, they get 16 of them. So it's always something we try to glean some stuff from.
All right, so what can we expect today?
Yeah, I think, well, it's hot, as you guys well
Right.
know. And anytime you get the pads on, it is an intensity that is ratcheted up just a little bit. Here in team drills, there is not full contact or tackling. You still cannot contact the quarterback, but you will feel a little bit more intensity in the air, especially, we talked about some of that trash talk that carried over from mini camp into the beginning of training camp. Well, now the pads come on. Now there's a little bit more contact and a little bit more pressure on the quarterback. So I think first and foremost to see how Bryce Young responds, and take it from there. It's hot, as I mentioned, but they have there's actually a breeze built into today. I didn't know that was happening, so we're pleasantly surprised. But they have the cooling trailer. Of course, they're staying hydrated and have all other ways to monitor individual players and their body temperatures today. So they're trying to get the work in these temperatures because, you've got to prepare for all elements.
Yeah, absolutely. From heat to winter. And so by the end of last week, the trash talking, the cautious optimism, what's the buzz as they looked to this week and with the heat and preparing for it?
Yeah, I think that, Bryce Young had a couple of interceptions on the first 2 days last week, and then Saturday had a sharp day. And outside of those interceptions on Wednesday and Thursday, he did have pretty sharp days. And again, they were not in pads. The offense is still trying to install its offense, its plays. The defense is basically operating out of its base defense every time. So I think there wasn't any cause for concern there. And he had a full day of good decisions on Saturday. Again, that's something in a few minutes here we will see more of as he enters 11 on 11 team drills with pads on, with a little bit more pressure on him. So I think we're looking to that and to see really how all the players on the team respond. Anybody coming off of injury, like Derek Brown, how he responds to a padded team practice today. Some of the rookie receivers, now that there's contact at the line of scrimmage when they're trying to free up and run their route. So all things you can take away. And they're about to do one-on-one drills also, which is always fun for fans to see. And we'll get some of those clips out there where, you'll have Tyrone McMillan, the rookie receiver, go up against veteran and Pro Bowl cornerback J.C. Horn, and all sorts of fun matchups that usually, we try not to take too much away from them, but they do show you a little bit in those drills. So we're about to see those. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's a whole nother game when you get the pads on, right, Sturdivant? He always joins me now on our conversations with you, Carboni, because he's our number one Panthers fan.
I understand the pads. I played 2 years of varsity football, so I understand a little bit.
There you go. Come on
I
down,
understand. I understand a little bit.
Yeah.
How do you feel about coming down today? 99 degrees, put some pads on, get out there
You
with
and
these
JC
guys.
Horn.
There you go. Hey, look.
Run some routes.
Nah, I'm retired. But Carboni, I have two questions. I'll start with this first one. Hunter Renfrow, right, is a great story. Socastee High School's finest. Played there in the Myrtle Beach, Conway area in high school. How's he looking in camp?
Well, I thought in my view that he was looking better than he did in minicamp. Remember, just to recap, sat out a year of football, had ulcerative colitis, was very ill, lost a lot of weight, was certainly not in football shape, got the itch to come back once he cleared that, and has been with the Panthers since minicamp and has progressed basically every stage of the offseason. I thought he looked pretty good in camp the first week, and then Dave Canales kind of confirmed it this weekend when he said, I feel like I'm looking at the old Hunter Renfrow that went to the Pro Bowl with the Las Vegas Raiders. We will actually get a chance to talk to Hunter one-on-one today, so you can absolutely look out for that this afternoon on WCNC Charlotte and here on WCNC Plus. And also Dabo Swinney, his Clemson coach, is at practice today. So it's kind of a Hunter Renfrow day here at training camp. can't wait to hear what he has to say about, if Dave Canales says he feels like he's watching the old Hunter Renfrow, I'm going to ask Hunter, does he feel like the old Hunter Renfrow? But yeah, he's looked good. He's in a crowded wide receiver room, obviously, but with his name, with his resume, and his talent, he can absolutely make this team out of training camp.
One last question before you get you out of here, Carboni. You talked about a crowded wide receiver room. Is there a way for them to keep all of those, or do you get a sense that all of these guys are going to stay with the Panthers?
Well, there's a whole lot of them. There's like a dozen of them, so no. But I know the ones you're talking about. So let's go through it. If they say they keep 6, you've got Tetairoa McMillan, you've got Adam Thielen. I'm just going with guys that are probably going to make the roster. They drafted Jimmy Horn. He was a late draft pick, but he looks good. I don't think they're going to part with him. Got Hunter Renfrow here, Jalen Coker from last year, Dan Chisena from last year, and David Moore. Many people right now think it's going to be, the bubble is kind of like David Moore and Hunter Renfrow, 2 veteran guys who play similar roles, slot receivers. David Moore kind of had a career resurgence himself last year with Bryce Young and was a reliable target for him in big situations. So it's not as easy as just saying, Hunter's from the area and we love him, so let's give him the spot. Obviously, he's going to have to earn it, and he's really competing with another veteran. Even if it's not really down to those 2, if they drew it up on the board like that, I bet you those 2 guys internally are competing with each other.
All right.
Man, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Unless we add Nick Sturdivant to the receiver room, then it's a whole different.
Oh yeah, then I'm sorry, Hunter. David Moore, I'm sorry.
Yes, move over. Move over. All right, Nick Carboni, are you staying hydrated?
I've put down a couple of big waters already. We've got the neck cooling fan, which after 9 years of covering training camp, never had. Bought one this weekend. Kevin, our photojournalist, has it right now, so he's doing all the heavy lifting. But yeah, and like I said, there's somehow a breeze up here on top of Cedar Street, so we're loving that.
Yeah, enjoy that while you can. All right, we know you need to go and do your thing, so thank you for taking the time out to call us and check in, Nick. Have fun.
Appreciate you, Carboni.
Thank you, guys. Talk to you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. All right, Sturdivant, you feeling all that?
You know what? I am curious. I think that is probably, for me as a fan, one of the things that, I'm curious about. I wonder how the wide receiver room is going to shake out. I know he said that usually you have in training camp, your roster is not set. You have an overload of players. Obviously, you got to trim it down by preseason. But the guys that he mentioned are the guys I'm thinking about. I'm like, how do these pieces fit? How is it going to benefit Bryce Young? And you have this crowded wide receiver room, but you have a JT Sanders who is a top tight end that you drafted, a Tommy Tremble, a guy that you drafted. So you want to work those guys in. So there's only one football that you can get around to all these guys, 6, 7 guys. So how does that all shake out?
Yeah,
so,
it's a good little puzzle, but see the combination of plays and players, and we'll see how it all shakes out.